Y'all, this has changed my life forever. I'm just going into this because I don't even know where to begin. I feel very anxious right now. This is a big thing. It's very personal. This is very vulnerable. It's very deep. Okay, this is very annoying because I really feel anxious. But as you can tell by the title of this video, this is like a thing. I don't know, but we're here. I'm just gonna get into this video. I do want to say, like, I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know what I'm expecting out of this. But what I want is to inspire somebody. I want somebody to relate to me. I want somebody to be able to connect. I want somebody to be able to believe. I want I want non-believers to have an open mind. Like, I don't know. I just want this video to touch somebody so deeply, so dearly. And if I can do that with just one person, then I'm all about it. I've told this story a few times, not a lot. A few people close to me know. There's some people who have no idea. I don't know. I'm just gonna get into it because this is a lot. So it all started. Matter of fact, I do want to say, when this happened to me January 13th. Well, I wrote the note January 13th, which is my dad's birthday. Weird. But anywho, this was 2 years ago, January 2017. And I literally wrote the entire story as soon as it happened, because I didn't want to lose or forget any details. So I haven't read this since January 13th, since I wrote it. It was 7:50 a.m. when I wrote it. Yeah, y'all, so I'm kind of like anxious because I haven't read it since, and it's like, I've told the story since, but like reading the detail and everything is different. I'm just going to, I guess I'll just read my notes and I don't know, I'm just gonna go into this. So it was January 12th, 2017, and I saw that I wasn't registered for the classes I'm taking for school. I was freaking out because I didn't want the classes to be full. I reached out to the school, and basically I had to go to the office to re-register. I registered, and the advisor told me that if I do not make a payment for the classes by midnight, the classes will be dropped again, and I would have to keep going through that. Meaning, I have to, like, the school I was going to, like, we had to register. I registered late, by the way, so, okay, I'm annoyed at these neighbors. Go on with your walk. There's a deadline to register for classes. So I registered at, like, the last day that you can register, and so basically I had to pay right away instead of doing a payment plan, which I would normally do for school payments. So, yeah. It says, mind you, this is 4 p.m. Classes start in 2 weeks. I don't get paid until next Friday. So how am I going to do this? Like, I'm freaking out. I have to, what day was January 12th on? January 12th was on a Thursday. So this was a Thursday. And I had to register because the deadline for classes was that Friday the 13th. I registered January 12th. So I had until midnight, from 4 p.m. up until midnight. So what kind of hours is that? I had 8 hours to pay for these classes, okay? Mind you, where's the money at? I don't get paid till next week. Okay, so classes start in 2 weeks. I don't get paid until next Friday. How am I going to do this? I started crying on the way home because I went up to the school to register and talk to the advisor or whatever. But so on my way home, I'm crying and I'm just praying to God that everything will work out for school. So I have this thing when I get in the car before I drive, or when I get in the car and I start driving, I pray before I get to my destination. I just like to pray. It just makes me feel comfort and safe. So also, this is before I had a different car, so this is before I had Bluetooth in my car. And whenever I pray in the car, I turn the radio on to the gospel station. I turn the radio onto the gospel station, and then I turn the radio off. That way, when I turn the radio back on after I'm done praying, it's on the gospel station. I don't know. I just don't like, I have this thing where it's like, what if they're playing like, you know, Cardi B while I'm praying? You know, I don't know. I just have this thing. After I register for the classes and I'm on my way home, I'm stressed out immediately because I'm like, how the heck am I about to get, like, the amount that I needed to pay for the classes was $750. Let's just say $800. So I needed $800 by 12 midnight. It's 4 p.m. So I'm like, where the heck am I going to get $800 from? Like, I don't have it. I don't get paid till next week. So I'm crying, I'm praying. Part of me, I'm like, okay, like, I know it's gonna work out because I've always been a big believer in things happen for a reason, and that's just how I think. So, but at the end of the day, like, I'm still stressed out. I need to register for classes. I can't have my classes drop, like, they start in 2 weeks. So I'm praying to God, and I'm just asking him for, like, some type of, like, I'm just praying to him, like, God, like, I want to go to school this semester. Like, I have to go to school this semester. Like, I have to pay for it. And I'm just praying that it works out. I'm praying that I'm able to go to school and all that. So when I'm done praying, remember, it's already on the gospel station. So when I'm done praying, I turn back on the radio, and I was praying for a while. The school is like 20 minutes away from where my mom lived at the time. So by the time I was done praying, it was like, I was like pulling up to my mom's house. So it's like 20 minutes have gone by, 15, 20 minutes have gone by since I was praying. So I was praying really hard. And then when I was done, I was like, all right, I felt better. You know, you ever know, like, when you're praying, you're just talking to God, you just feel so much better. So that's how I felt. I felt so much better. I just felt, you know, like, okay, like, look, it's either going to happen or it's not. That's what my mindset was at. So I turned back on the radio, and before I can even change the station, it's a commercial on the gospel channel. And it's like, okay, guys, I know school is mind you, I'm not lying. I don't have time to lie. It's hot in this car. I'm not lying. God knows I'm not lying. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Anywho, so when I'm done praying, I turn back on the radio, and the commercial guy is just like, the guy was like, this is what I wrote. It says, now I know there are a lot of people about to start school soon, and you may be stressed out because of money. I think he was talking about money, but just ask God to show you the wisdom. So I started laughing. This one I said, I started laughing. And when, cause I was just like, oh my goodness, like, you know, I started saying like, oh my goodness, God, please show me the wisdom. Like, I trust you. I know things are going to work out. Please show me the wisdom. That's what I said after I heard the commercial, by the way. Because the guy on the radio told me to ask God to show me the wisdom. So I asked God to show me the wisdom. And listen, y'all, God knows I'm not lying. Like, I lie to you not. That's what the commercial was. And I'm actually glad that I'm smiling right now, because I thought this video was gonna, like, I thought I was gonna be crying right away, because it's very, like, touchy. It's very, like, real. But anywho, so I'm so hot. So when I heard that, I'm like, I'm driving, and I'm like, and I start laughing, because I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. So then I'm really feeling like, okay, cool, we good, God got me. He heard me praying right now. And you know, they always say, like, you know, pray to God, he hears you. But it's like, can he really hear me? Y'all, he really heard me. He was talking back to me. He responded to me in that commercial. So I felt at ease. I then got in the house, and I looked online to see how much my payment would be. It said basically $800. So I'm like, where would I get this $800 when I barely have $2? I low-key started to freak out, low-key, because I still trust God. I'm like, I'm reading what I wrote, y'all. I'm like, Kayla, it's okay, just ask your family to borrow. So I'm like, okay, let me ask my family. I really don't like asking for money. I don't like, ever since I got my first job, it felt good to have my own money and like pay for my own things. Like, I just don't like it. Like, I don't like asking for money. That's just me. Well, for one, I knew my parents, like my mom and dad, I knew they didn't have like the 800 to just give me. So, however, I did have half of the 800. I had 400 because I was saving up to get my camera. I wanted a camera. By the way, I bought the camera. But I was saving up to get a camera. So I knew I had 400, and so I was like, well, damn, I'm gonna have to just use that camera money to pay for school because that's what we gotta do. So I just knew I was gonna be getting that camera anytime soon. It was okay. But anywho, I was sending out text messages, I remember, to like my grandmother and like family friend, let's just say that. And basically a few hours later, I was able to get half. So a family friend was able to give me the other half that I needed. Mind you, I'm just like so thankful. I'm thanking God. I'm thanking Jesus. I'm just so happy and praying. I'm so thankful. I'm just like, ugh. The stress is gone, y'all. The stress is gone. So then that night, I was already going to be meeting up with friends. By the way, I did have $10 for a drink. Okay, let me tell you. I had $10 for a drink, and we had leftover liquor from a New Year's party that we had, so I pre-gamed because smart, okay? So, I really get into detail in this. So basically, I went out with my friends. I was just so happy. I was just like, yeah, like, I'm starting school. I remember that night I told my best friend, like, I told my best friend what happened as far as like the radio and like God talking to me through the commercial and everything. I remember her saying like she got chills, but yeah, but that's not even like, that's just part of it, y'all. We're not even there yet. So, okay. So I get home, I go to sleep, probably got home like around, the place closed at like 2, so I got home like around 2:15, 2:07. And I went to bed. Now, mind you, after a long night of drinks or whatever, mind you, I don't ever get like, well, this night in particular, I was not like belligerent or like sloppy or anything. I just had a good night with my friends. Like, I was able to drive, so I wasn't like, you know, wasty. Still, don't drink and drive. But anywho, so whenever I like drink and stuff, like throughout the night I wake up because I get hot and stuff. I don't know about y'all, but I get hot when I drink. So I was like, you know, just laying, drinking water, you know, just up or whatever. And then I fell asleep. And then, so it's like, you know, when you're like right there at the sleep line, you're like, you know, like you can get up if you want to, but you don't feel like it because you're sleepy. Like, I was like right there. And my eyes were like halfway open, but I was so relaxed, I didn't even feel like looking. So like, I'm just so tired, and like I had a long day. I was just so tired. I'm not asleep, but like my eyes are like open because I'm like falling asleep, but they're like halfway open. I'm just like, I don't know if you can really see that, but that's how I am. So I was really relaxed. Now, so at my old room at my mom's house, I had like these beads that hung on the door. So if you open the door, you can hear the beads move because they don't move if the door is not moving. So, y'all, I'm laying there. I'm just so like exhausted. So I remember I wasn't really laying on my back either. I was laying on my side. I feel heavy because it's like, woo, it's a lot. Because it's like, I don't know, y'all, this was like, I don't know. I think the energy coming from reading, like, and bringing up all these memories is like overwhelming. But so I'm facing the wall, okay, and so my back is facing the door, but my front is facing the wall. Like, that's how I'm asleep. And so like I hear my beads moving, and I thought it was my aunt because it's like I don't know, I didn't even feel like looking. I was just so tired. However, I was kind of annoyed because like I don't like when people just come into my room. I thought it was my sister or my aunt, okay? I don't know which one. but I don't feel like, I was just like what do they want? Now, I do remember like outside, I don't know if it was like something going on outside, like on the car alarm or something, I don't know, but I really thought it was my aunt coming into the door or someone coming into my room to look out my window, because my window showed the front of my mom's house. And so like I thought she was like coming in to like look outside. So I thought I heard her say something, but I couldn't catch on. So I was trying to ask her like, what'd you say? And I can, at this point, when I'm asking her like, what'd you say? Because I really thought my aunt was coming in my room. So like I'm like laying like this. So then I turn around, like I'm on my side, but then I turn into the middle to like look, and I'm like, what'd you say? And then so I see someone standing at the corner of my bed, okay? I see someone standing at the corner of my bed against the window, because my bed was against the window. So she was like at the corner, but like by the window, at the end of my bed, if that makes sense. I was still so very relaxed. I tried to get up, but next thing you know, like I remember I'm laying there, right? And I'm like, I see my aunt at the end of my bed, okay? And like after I asked like, what'd you say? It all happened. So when I'm looking at her at the end of my bed, and next thing you know, it's like wind and air. It's very like it was just like whoosh, 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 like going in like a circle like this, but it's like over top of me. Okay, when I asked my aunt what's wrong, or what'd you say, and I saw like someone at the end of my bed, I keep saying my aunt, it wasn't my aunt, but when I asked what'd you say, and you know the lady sitting at the end of my bed, I tried to get up, and but when as I'm getting up, it's like the wind is so windy, as if it's like super windy outside. Like if you go outside and like dust and everything is just all flying like around, like just windy, okay? And I can hear it. It's like as if I'm outside in like a windstorm. And like it was like a windy breeze just going around my body. Like it was over top of me, just like going around me, over top of me. And it's just like a spiraling swoosh. Am I making sense? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's just like a woo, 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 whoosh, like a swoosh, okay, of air. And all I hear is, because mind you, at this point, I'm like, what? So I'm starting to freak out, because like who else wouldn't freak out? Mind you, I'm wide awake, y'all. I'm wide awake. Person at the end of my bed is not the aunt that was in my mom's room sleeping, okay? The lady's still there. Now, all I hear is shh. Now, today, like, you know, obviously the next day, I realized that that person that was talking to me was speaking in tongues, okay? But all I hear is shh. Like the is like the stuff that they were saying. However, it's like I knew what they were saying. Like as far as the words, I couldn't understand. Like I don't know what words they were saying, but they were talking to me, and I knew what they were saying to me. It's like this is so crazy. So I was repeatedly being told to hush, and it was calming, as if someone, So the person who was saying shh, even though I was like freaking out because I'm like, what is happening right now? I felt so calm. I felt so peaceful. I felt so safe. Like it's so weird because it's very scary to like think about. Because think about it. I mean, if this happened to you, you'd be like, what the heck is going on? But it's like that presence who was talking to me, telling me to shush, and basically telling me to just keep calm. It's okay. You're okay. I felt so relaxed, y'all. Try not to get emotional here. So, I can hear a voice, and I felt like I was laying, I felt like, because I was trying to talk and like say like, okay, like I trust you, like, because I started to be like, what, you know, I wanted to say something and be like, what is going on? But they kept telling me to like just calm down. And the next thing you know, I'm just laying there and I'm like, okay, I know what's happening right now. Like this is God right now. Like immediately I'm just like, okay, this is God. And so I start smiling. Mind you, still low-key freaking out. But I start smiling, and then I say out loud, okay, God, I trust you. And I just kept saying, God, I trust you. Because the voice kept saying, trust me. Shh, you're okay. Trust me. Shh, you're okay. It was like repeating like that, but still talking in tongues. And so, because I did start to freak out and feel anxious, like, but every time I heard shh, I felt okay. Like, I felt safe. So, mind you, the lady's still at the end of my bed. The wind and like the spiraling breeze is still over me. Okay? Now, says whenever I would try to talk, my tongue would be stuck there at the front of my mouth. Like I couldn't get it out because every time I wanted to say something, I was being told to be quiet basically and to just relax. My eyes were still halfway open and I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman, but I saw their eyes blinking. Oh my gosh, I remember this. I forgot all about this part. I saw their eyes blinking and I was just looking caring as if I'm laying on my head. Oh, okay, so no, it says, but I saw their eyes blinking and was just looking caring. So they just looked like, you know how like, if you're holding a baby, you're just looking at the baby like, that's how they were looking at me. It felt as if my head was laying on their chest and they're just looking down at me. So I was the baby, okay? And like, they were looking down at me like, and I'm just like looking up and their eyes were blinking. And I remember the eyes being really big. They had big eyes. Mind you, this is somebody different than let's just say the angel standing at the end of my bed, because it was an angel. So the lady is still at the end of my bed. The wind is going. I'm being talked to, telling to be shh and like calm down, blah, blah. I'm still saying, I trust you. The eyes are looking at me. I'm looking at the eyes. Mind you, still trying to keep calm and not freak out. Then I'm like, okay, is this sleep paralysis? Because I'm like, I've heard about it. However, I'm still hearing the talking and the shh. I can't really tell you how long it went on because this is just like, I don't even know. I don't even think time exists for real. So I can't really tell you how long this went on. I did try to move, but I couldn't. So this is where I was like, what's happening? Okay, it gets real. Mind you, this ain't sleep paralysis, okay? I've heard plenty of stories about sleep paralysis, but this experience, I know for sure, like, it was not sleep paralysis. So if any of you try to tell me this is what this is, it was not, okay? Because I was still talking. You guys who do that say you can't talk. All I was able to say was, God, I trust you. But, anywho, I don't have to prove myself. But anywho, yes. So, now this is where it really gets crazy. Mind you, I got, because remember I said I was laying on my side and then I turned to the center to like ask what would you say? Because when I thought my aunt came into the room, when I saw it wasn't my aunt, I turned away because I got nervous. So, I'm laying on my side again. And this is where it really gets like, okay. So I feel my body, mind you, ladies at the end of my bed, I see these big old eyes blinking at me, like cradling me like I'm a baby. The wind is going in a circle above, like over top of me. I'm still being told to shh, calm down, like it's okay. That's what I remember hearing, shh, it's okay. Like all that's happening still. So I'm laying, my eyes are open because I didn't want to close them, y'all, because I'm like, well, if I close them, I don't know. But my eyes were open. So next thing you know, my body is like levitating off the bed. Like my body is being lifted. I'm not on my back, I'm on my side. I'm being lifted off my bed, y'all. I'm being lifted off my bed. And this is where I'm really like, okay, like, this is like, what? So, again, even though it's a very, like, scary situation, it's a very, I can't explain it, but I was very calm. And my body's just being lifted, and I'm just, like, going up and up and up. And I'm literally being held. Like, I feel hands around my back, like I'm being held. And I wasn't fully off the bed, but, like my hips and down were probably still on the bed, but I'm, like, lifting up like that. And so, next thing you know, while I'm up, you know, I'm being lifted up. Next thing you know, and like I slapped back down on my bed. When I was being lifted, I felt like I was in another dimension. Like I didn't feel like I was on earth. Like I didn't feel like yes, this was all happening in my bedroom, but I didn't feel like I was in my room. So like once I was like laid back down, I felt like, wow, I was just in another dimension. Mind you, I was able to like move again, and like I moved into a different position because I was just like a lot just happened. And the next, like when this happened at like, this had to be at like 5 a.m. I didn't go back to sleep until after I was done writing that, and I wrote that at like, what, 7:30 something? I didn't go back to sleep until like 8, so I was up for like 3 hours because, I mean, I was scared to fall asleep. But, yeah. I hope this wasn't too much all over the place. I hope you guys can like understand and get the gist of it. Basically, y'all, God came from heaven and he brought 2 angels with him. And I really truly feel like he came to show me that, you know, I can like he's real. He hears me, because remember when I was praying in the car, like, you know, he hears me, and he came here to in flesh to show me like, I trust you, like I hear you, Kayla. I'm with you, Kayla. Like I'm here for you. Like whenever you're talking to me, I hear you. So y'all, this has changed my life forever. Like I'm a completely different person. I've always said things happen for a reason, but this really, like, speak it into existence, things happen for a reason, all that resonates with me. Now I want to talk about the angels. So the woman at the end of my bed, that was one of my aunts, one of my great aunts, which was my grandma's sister. She passed away. I remember what she had on. She was standing in like a nightgown, but it was pink. That's why I thought it was my aunt who was who was staying over at my mom's house, because she has a pink nightgown. But this is a different aunt, and she had on a pink nightgown. It was my Aunt Cynthia. And then, remember the big eyes that were blinking and like cradling me like I'm a baby? Like I'm like this, and they were like, I was like being held like that. And that lady was my great grandmother, which is my grandma's mom. But in the moment, because so much was happening at once, I wasn't even thinking to like really pinpoint who the people were until when I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, that was great grandma. Oh my gosh, that was Aunt Cynthia. So those were the 2 angels, and I'm pretty sure, you know, those are my guardian angels, because they came with God, and I felt like I was being guarded, like I felt safe, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that was my major spiritual encounter with God. Now, I've always been a believer in God, and I've always like been a believer, but it's like at 22 years old, I really, you know, like, I don't know. So ever since this happened, I've grown, okay? I honestly feel like I'm wise beyond my years. I've grown. I've had other things happen to me. Not like that, but I've had other things happen to where it's like God's literally talking to me, and like I can ask something, next thing you know, he gives me an answer right then and there, and it's just like, what the heck? So crazy. But yeah, honestly, what took me so long to film this video is, for one, I was afraid. 2, again, this is like as personal as it gets. But I truly, honestly believe that like he wants me to share this message, and you know, Jesus and God, they want us to share his word and share, you know, him, so that, you know, other people can grow close with him and everything. So I guess like after all of this, what I want out of this is for somebody to be able to touch within their inner self and inner spirit and really like connect with God. But I mean, if you ask him, he's gonna show you. So if you guys really want to really get to know him, or really have some type of sign or symbol from him, then ask him. I mean, he already knows what you want, but ask him. Ask him to show you the wisdom. And just be open and ready for his response and how he shows you, because it's very powerful. I was talking to my grandma about it, and she was like, you know, this is special because he showed you, he revealed himself to you at a young age. Like, I was 22. She had a similar experience, but she was much older. So it's like, I feel very blessed. I feel very blessed, and I feel very like special that this did happen, and that I've learned at such a young age, because now for all the rest of the days of my life, I take this with me. And I don't know, it's just, I guess it's my testimony. Is this a testimony? Not really sure if that's what it's called, but yeah. So I really hope this video touches somebody. I'm pretty sure it was all over the place. I'm all over the place right now. I have a lot of emotions going on. I'm kind of overwhelmed because I'm about to put this out into the world. And yeah. And if you have anything mean to say, I would like for you to not say it. Or at least not say it in my comment section so I can see it. I mean, at least say it behind my back. But can you not be mean? But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know it's super different from any other video I've posted on my channel. I know it's not my normal, but this is a lifestyle channel also, and I want to be able to connect with you guys in this way. And I hope this inspires somebody else to, you know, share their story or inspire you in any way. So I love you guys, and thank you for watching. Sorry for looking out. I'm not nervous, it's just that I feel very, 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 I have like a heavy feeling on my chest, so like I'm looking away because it's like, you know, I'm a little nervous. But yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. I'm sweating, but I will see you in my next one.